Broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. You're listening to 90.1 FM. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam NewsMan, setting the standard and raising the bar, the only way a real media puppet knows how to do. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam NewsMan, and this is Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone, of course, for joining into the show. And I see people already popping up here on Instagram. Shout out to Kenzo. Shout out to Pabinion. Maybe I'm saying that right. Pabinion. I see Leah McInnes, 58. Roundhead, K2000. Make sure that everybody is letting people know that we are live. We're broadcasting live. The Sam Cam is running up on Instagram. So the Sam Cam is live. Also, we have the Sam Cams running on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Making sure that everybody is listening, everybody's watching. You can listen by downloading the Live 365 app. Search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to the show. Go to WDCE.org. You'll be able to listen to the stream as well if you're not able to watch us. Now, every week around this time, I have to have somebody come and educate me. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You might be thinking, Sam, who needs to educate you? Well, listen, just because I'm an award-winning media puppet, a real award-winning media puppet, doesn't mean that I have people that I go to when I need to get a little bit more information. Now, of course, there has to be some form of, what would it say? Some high form of class to all of it. And of course, my guest that I have every week is a professor. Yes, an actual professor. I'm not sure if he's still professing in a classroom, but he is professing every single week that he knows more than you. And you know what? I have to be honest, there's a lot of times where he knows more than me. And that is Deep Cut Dave. Dave, are you there?
I'm here. Unlike last week.
Oh, there you are. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's see if we can. Let's see. I heard you. Other than last week, there you are. Can you say something again? You said last week. Last week you said you were talking out of a tin can, right?
Well, actually, I have a car, but yeah, I'm here now.
Okay, great. Listen now. So this is the first time that we have done this this thing. So I'm not sure if people are hearing you, Dave. Let me see if I can move this over. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I know what I'm going to do. So, Dave, we're talking about Popeye, and Dave, this week, because we're talking about Popeye, one of the interesting things is that Popeye's been around for a long time. In fact, my question to you is, how long has Popeye actually been around?
Well, Popeye, the character first showed up in Steeple Theater January 17th, 1929.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. So 1929, what do you mean by that?
Well, that's when he first showed up in the comic strip.
Oh, so it was a comic strip first. And so it was 1929. A comic strip was done of Popeye, and so it was. So was this a syndicated comic? Was this something that was in, I guess, the newspaper, or was it a comic book? What was going on during that time?
Well, at the time, comic books really weren't a thing. It was distributed by King Features Syndicate, owned by William Randolph Hearst. And he first showed up in Thimble Theater. Now, Thimble Theater had been around since 1919.
So wait a minute. So it took him about 10 years before Popeye came around. So what was this Thimble Theater all about?
Well, it was done up. See, the idea was that it was like a theater with a repertory theater. Same characters, but each week they'd be somebody different.
Oh, okay. So it was kind of now was this like some kind of improv thing, or was it were they doing real shows, or what was going on?
I mean, it was mostly making fun of like melodramas at the time. You'd have Olive Oil. She's well, she was kind of a parody of the flapper. I mean, she's like she's about as built like a spaghetti strand and has giant feet.
Okay, so real quick, so you mentioned Olive Oil, so King Features, familiar with King Features, and of course this is the Max is Max Fleischer involved in any of this prior to this?
With the comic strip, no. The cartoons didn't come about until 1933.
But you were talking about Olive Oil, and you said that this company was doing things 10 years prior. So are you telling me that Olive Oil was a character before Popeye even came about?
Yes, it was. It was the main. The main characters of Symbol Theater. It was ham gravy and castor oil.
Castor oil. You know, I think I've seen a castor oil action figure. I think Boss Fight Studio makes a bunch of those, and I think castor oil is one of the figures. Yeah. So there's olive oil and there's castor oil, and those were, I guess they were there prior to Popeye even being around.
Well, that's the thing. Castor and Ham were the main characters. Then Olive came in and sort of slowly, she was Ham's girlfriend. And eventually Popeye came in and just blew him away.
Yeah, well, listen, he should have known better. Listen, you never know what those little spaghetti string women are going to do. No, I'm kidding. No, it's all a joke. All a joke. All a joke. But no, listen, Dave. Okay, so Popeye comes around. You said 1929. 1929, he comes around, and then I guess it took off. I guess it was something that was really connecting with people. 1929, World War One, almost World War II is about to start. There's probably some kind of connection with Popeye and the military. Do you have any information about that?
No, Popeye really he joined the Navy, but that wasn't until the famous studio shorts in the 1940s.
Okay, so talk about that for a few moments.
Okay, well, first there was the Fleischer Studios.
Right, and so that's what I was talking about that a few moments ago. So I'm very familiar with the Fleischer. There was black and white Fleischer, and I think there might have been color Fleischer, correct?
They did do a couple of color, well, they weren't quite shorts and they weren't quite features, two reels, I think they called. But yeah, they did a few color shorts. But Fleischer predominantly did black and white stuff because it was cheaper. Yeah, Fleischer Studios, they did 108 shorts from 1933 to 1942.
Now, are those the black and white shorts that you're talking about?
The predominantly black and white ones, yes.
Okay. And then they did do some color ones, but then I played a few moments ago a couple of different themes. One of them was the New Adventures of Popeye, which I guess that was different than the Fleischer the cartoons. Is that correct?
Yeah, Fleischer went out of business in 42. They had, well, it was just a comedy of misfortune there. They relocated from New York to Florida. That cost a lot of money. They tried to expand into features. The first one did okay. Second one bombed, and they lost their shirts. So they basically sold everything to Paramount, which had been distributing the shorts. And Paramount renamed their animation Famous Studios. And they did it in-house from 1942 to 1957. They did 125 shorts. Now, those were all of them were in color.
Right. Okay, so you said all of those were in color. But when you're sitting there and you're talking about Popeye, was that the last bit of Popeye cartoons after that for a while? Did it stop there, or was there more after that?
Well, actually, there was a little. Famous Studios, that was the last shorts to be aired theatrically.
Okay, so these were playing in the theater. I guess like so a lot of like the Max Fleischer stuff prior to that, they were those were in theater, right, as
Yeah.
well? Yeah, so if they're in theater, I guess when did they decide to no longer have these cartoons in, I guess, a theatrical setting?
Well, in 1957, Paramount and in fact a lot of other studios all shut down their shorts division.
Okay, so they were just like, "Hey, we're done with this now, and we're no longer do it." And that's when all of a sudden you stop seeing these shorts in
Right.
theaters.
They stopped airing cartoons in front of features.
Ah, okay, I see. So the last Popeye cartoon for a while. What was the last cartoon prior to the 1980 film with Robin Williams?
Well, there was the King. Well, King Features decided to bring Popeye. They decided to do the shorts themselves in 1960. From 1960 to 1963, they did 220 shorts. Honestly, they weren't that good. King Features, it's like we want the product, we just don't want to spend any money on it.
Oh, so they were so they were just being cheapskates. They're just being cheapskates with the whole thing. Oh, okay. All right. So listen, you have Popeye. Popeye is very famous. Been around since 1929. 1929, and then all of a sudden they just kind of stopped Popeye for a while, and then all of a sudden here we have in 1980 we have Robin Williams as the star, the leading role as Popeye the Sailor Man. Can you talk a little bit about this 1980 film? They got Robin Williams there. Can you just enlighten us about this? I think it's incredible because it's a whole musical. There's songs I played. It's not easy being me. I am what I am, and of course the Popeye the Sailor Man sung by Robin Williams. But could you just take a few moments, Dave, and just kind of educate us about this film with Robin Williams and Robin Williams as Popeye the Sailor Man?
Well, I almost forgot, and you did play this. This was the all new Popeye Hour that aired on CBS, 1978 to 1983.
Okay, so wait a minute. So there was I played that one. So that was playing and that was being popular when the film came out in 1980.
It was, and that was done by Hanna Barbera.
Okay, so Hanna-Barbera took it over. Now, did they have anything to do with the film?
None.
Nothing to do with the film, but can you talk a little bit about the film? What's going on with the film, and
Sure.
why did they even why did they even decide to do a film? I mean, Robin Williams is great, but what made them think that hey, let's just go ahead and make a Popeye the Sailor Man movie?
Yeah, Fastway. I mean, it was done by Robert Altman. He did Nashville. He did Mash. He was like New Hollywood. He's like, yeah, I'm breaking the rules. I'm raising the raising the bar.
Yeah, set the standard and raising the bar. Right.
Raising the bar. We're doing things new. So that's why I'm going to do an adaptation of a cartoon character from 1930s.
But hey, listen, you know what though? I go back and look at it, and I think it's now that I think about this, professor, I think that I often say that and I will sit there and argue this until the day that I am no longer pink in the face. I will tell you that I believe that the best comic book movie of all time is Dick Tracy. However, I mean, could we sit there and throw Popeye in the mix?
I think so. Funny enough, it was shot in Malta.
Oh, you're on the other side of the world.
Yeah, the sets are still there. They turned them into a museum.
You know what? I think I saw that not too long ago. Like the little side the sea shanty set, I guess, sea shanty, I guess, or whatever. But yeah,
Sea Haven.
Sea Haven. There you go. But they did a great job with this. There's a lot of songs. Unfortunately, like shame on me for not knowing who wrote the songs. Do you not know who? Do you know who wrote the songs? Who was the composer, the art, the lyrics? We'll figure it out later. It's all good. No need to sit there and worry about it. The thing is, though, is that I really did love it. I thought that was a really good adaptation of Popeye, and I remember this, vividly. And I remember the songs. I thought the songs were great, and it was done really well. Shelley Duvall, who very famous from The Shining, she was
Yeah,
Olive Oil.
perfect.
Hold on, say that again. Hold on, say that one more time. Oh no, wait, did we lose him? Oh, there we go. There you go. Say that one more time, Dave.
That was either absolutely brilliant or incredibly cruel. I can't tell.
What do you mean? Hold on, explain that real quick. I have some smack talk going on there. Wait, say that again.
She had been long teased as a child for her resemblance to olive oil, and apparently it took a rather hefty paycheck to get her to do the film.
Well, listen, she did a great job, and she nailed it. Bluto is great. Popeye's dad is great. There's Wimpy. Wimpy is great. I feel like that the whole movie in and of itself does a really good job of portraying Popeye in human form, don't you think?
So yeah,
Well, listen, I tell you what, Dave. It's been very interesting talking about this whole Popeye. I don't think this is the last time we're going to talk about Popeye because I feel like that Popeye is one of those characters and one of those, um, I guess, a pop culture influences that is almost timeless. Even though it was done in the 20s and the 30s, I feel like that it's still relevant today, and there's still a place for Popeye. What do you think about that?
so true. I mean, he's just a scrappy guy just trying to get by.
Well, he is a scrappy guy trying to get by.
He's a bully. He'll beat the bejesus out of him.
And how does he do that? What does he need for that?
Well, it's funny. Originally, it used a whiffle hit.
Hold on, say that again, because I knew that. I did know that the spinach was not originally the thing. Go real quick. This is the last thing we got. Give me about a minute or so. Talk to people about the difference between spinach and what he originally used to get his power.
Well, originally he was just really, really tough. Castor Oil had found a whiffle hen, which is basically a chicken. Whereas if you hold it, it does things. It either gives you great luck, it gives you super strength, whatever. And that was Popeye's deal. If he held the chicken, he was super strong. Apparently, Seeger got really tired. Either he got tired of drawing it, or it's like, okay, how do I, why are they bringing a chicken with them everywhere? So Popeye, then next, his whole thing was Wheatus.
Right. So
that was Wheatus for y'all listening. Wheatus is kind of like it was like a breakfast cereal, and they were the #1 sponsor on the Popeye radio show back in the 30s. Product placement gone mad. And eventually Seeger figured, well, I heard spinach is supposed to be real healthy for you, so let's have him eat spinach.
well, listen, we all know Popeye having spinach is better than having a little rubber chicken. Well, did you say it was rubber? Was it a rubber chicken?
No, it was a big live chicken.
Oh, it was a big live chicken. I'm sitting there thinking about, Popeye holding a rubber chicken, no, but that's
different guy.
Oh, right. Touche. Well, Dave, listen, next week, I think we have Elimination Chamber. Now, here's what's interesting about that is that we have Elimination Chamber. We don't have all the matches just yet. And the fact that it is going to be in Sydney, Australia, I think it starts at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning. So I think that when we are here, doing the show, that the Elimination Chamber will already be over, and so we'll be able to talk about the conclusion of the Elimination Chamber, and also maybe what this means as we move into WrestleMania. You saw The Rock last night. Were you watching that last night, Dave?
A little bit.
Listen, The Rock came out. Now, this is what's amazing to me. The Rock comes out, and of course, everybody, the Cody Crybabies. So I guess I guess you'd call them that too. The Cody Crybabies are all whining and complaining. Finish the story, and then The Rock comes out, and everybody gets mad about it. So then I don't think that they had this plan. Triple H probably didn't have this plan, but Rock is a movie star. WWE is trying to get out of the shadow of Vince McMahon, which is a whole nother discussion that we can talk about later, probably off record. But the thing is that I think they had something in mind, and then all of a sudden, the WWE universe backlash, the social media went bonkers, and then all of a sudden now you have The Rock, who went out in front of an audience in Salt Lake City and called them a bunch of inbred Mormons. He didn't say Mormons, but he was basically implying that they're a bunch of inbred Mormons. And man, the crowd was booing. I was waiting for I was waiting for the drinks and the popcorn to start flying in the ring, like when Hogan turned heel. But The Rock was just like, "Screw all of you! You guys have no business talking about anything because you're a bunch of inbred Mormons." I mean, it was incredible. I think they're going to move. They're going to use this. And here's my prediction. I don't do a lot of predictions. I'm going to do one. Cody has to go through The Rock before he gets to Roman Reigns. So Cody's going to have to fight both nights at WrestleMania. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I figured if it would, and Cody would probably insist on doing that. It's like, Cody, you're a dull man.
Well, let's just hope he doesn't tear apart his shoulder and pectoral muscles like he did with Seth Rollins and have to wait for another year.
Body doesn't fall apart.
Right. Well, yeah. He sits there. He finishes the story and he has to drop the belt on Monday Night Raw, which is the biggest Raw in wrestling, biggest show in wrestling after WrestleMania. So it'd be really funny. Oh, hey, listen, he got his WrestleMania story. I got to drop the belt. I got all injured. That'd be very interesting, right?
It's like, yeah, both arms popped off. It's like, oh.
Yeah. My joints and my actual not my the muscles didn't pull from my from the bone. No, the bone just separated altogether. It's no longer in its joint, right?
So it's like his bones have disintegrated. You have just like this big jiggly pile.
That's it. Oh my gosh. I'm sure we'll have more. We'll talk about that. Dave, listen, want to thank you every single week for coming on to the show. Thank you so much again. We'll talk to you next week, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend and also a great week, sir.
Oh, you too. Have a good President's Day.
That's right. President's Day, dead presidents all over the place, which means that people have a day off. I do not have a day off. I do reels every single day, whether it's a holiday or not. I've been doing reels for over a year now. You can check my reels out at Sam NewsMan, at Sam NewsMan, all over social media. That's where you're going to find it. And was it Sam NewsMan? Was it? Yeah, that's right. Sam NewsMan all over social media. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see Dead Man showed up here just a few moments ago. We are all Toy Mercs. That's right. We are all Toy Mercs. The interesting thing is that I sat there and, so it is, I know it's 11 o'clock. I had something I was going to play. I'll play it in just a few moments. But you know what? There was a Toy Pit community. God bless the people over at Toy Pit community, and the people over at Toy Mercs. Because we are all Toy Mercs. Well, they did this Toy Pit community Toy Mercs thing, and you were supposed to. What in the world? There was this whole Toy Picks community thing going on, and the interesting thing about it is the fact. Please do not. What was that? No. Okay. Yeah, the whole Toy Pit community thing. You got to talk about this for a moment. I love those guys over there. I see Toy Pit community all the time, but I was told that I needed to do this Toy Pit community thing. And what in the world? What is that? That is the phone. Is that the new phone line? Well, we're not going to sit there and answer it, but I like that sound. Okay, so one of the things is that I wanted to know, I was supposed to tag my photograph the other day and invite as collaborators both Toy Mercs and Toy Pit community, and Toy Pit community has not sat there and took the collaboration. It was a beautiful picture, and I'll play a song that emphasizes that in just a few moments. I'm not sure about this phone line. People are calling in. I'm not sure why they're calling in, and just disconnect the thing. I know it's a pretty sound, but I don't want to hear it. What I do want to hear is I want to hear that all of you guys are sending this out to everyone that you know. Send this out to everyone you know. It really was a good pick. Oh, thanks, Kenzo. I really appreciate that. But listen, we're going to sit there. I got to get out of here. It's 11:00. It's 11:02. Like we're already over time. We're already over time. Good grief! I'm so glad we don't actually have real commercials and it's just music. So listen, I'm gonna pop the music. I'm gonna come back. The song that I have that I intended to play at the end of this hour, I'll play it before we do all of the what is it? The oh yeah, the sitcom jams. The sitcom jams. Listen, I wanted to play some of the A block or no, the A set. I'll play it. Well, no, I won't do it right now. Listen, I got to get out of here. Download the Live 365 app, search WDCE. You'll be able to listen to the show. What else? What else? Oh, go to WDCE.org. That's another one. At Sam Newsman all over social media. I know. We're over time. I'm like, would you guys stop it? Anyways, broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond, setting the standard, raising the bar, the only way a real media puppet knows how to do, here on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real media puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning.
Through early morning fog I see